Well, good morning, guys. it's not it's not a good morning here in Portugal, but I assume that most of you still are in a good morning. So it's quite late. It's 2:30 p.m. here in Portugal. But it's a sunny Monday, and I hope that you started your week the best way. So it is a sunny Monday here, a quite hot one as well, like a springy fever. But yeah, we got the opening just right at 9:30 US, 9:30 New York time, and we already managed to form our first presented fair value gap as well. Those who connected to the other stream that I was announcing, I'm sorry, but my internet connection has gone a bit unstable since that the storm that Portugal had. I think it was last week. I don't know. And internet connection has been a bit unstable. So the first presented for value gap is kind of a. Let me see if this can be like a double one. Yes, it can. It's like a double for value gap here, the first presented. So my plan for today, I would like to see price come to these relative equal highs here, purge some buy side liquidity before heading south, before heading downside. We have this NWOG here as well, so price is now in the middle of two NWOGs, and I really think that these highs here as well, they are kind of too smooth for my taste. These as well, so I kind of think that we will try to go for at least Asia high. So that's what I would like to see. And so far we took already sell side liquidity. The sell side liquidity formed before the open. So these are pre-open lows. So we took them already. Let me just check what NQ is doing as well. Yeah, so far no reaction from NQ. Seems like yes. Oh no, I see a reaction from NQ. Yeah. Yeah, but I will wait. So far we are as well in deep discount below midnight open, below 8:30 open, and let me note here the 9:30 open. So the 9:30 open, the 9:30 candle is this one right here. So we are working below the 9:30 open as well. Yeah, these are the three opens that I usually like to have on my chart. So this was the first plan. So pushed to the upside, bridging buy side liquidity here, and then a retest probably of this NWOG here. If price just gives me the if price doesn't give me buy side liquidity and just keeps running lower to that NWOG, I will probably just let it run, because we are just, let me just see here, we are 10 handles away, so there is nothing risk-wise that I would like to do here. See, I would have to be aiming for something way below the first band of the first band of the annual. To be something that would be great risk-wise. So I will just let it play, this downside play. We might be we might be at the end of a Judas swing as well here. So I'm just waiting for that push to the upside, that displacement to the upside, closing above 930 open, 830 open, and then eventually go for London highs, Asia highs, and retest this N-wall here. So that's the kind of plan that I have for today's price action. Let me just take a check here on the regular trading or hours as well. So this is a gap here that is still open. It's quite a large gap here. So it is acceptable that price doesn't go back to fulfill some of this blank space here. That would not favor my narrative, but it is still acceptable. The price does not come back here and just goes lower without trying to retrace any of this. It is still acceptable, but I honestly would like to see something to the upside first before going lower. I believe that the lower target, the weekly target for this week that we have ahead is at least 50% of this weekly wick here, and we have a lot more downside targets. I think that this is the low-hanging fruit here. Yeah, so far price not giving me the narrative that I wanted. It is just trying to displace lower, respecting the first presented for value gap here. No buy side liquidity was purged before this move to the downside, so that's why I don't like to chase these runs, because we don't have any measure of buy side liquidity taken here. We just have these I guess these pre-highs, pre-London, pre-open highs. It's not pre-London, it's pre-open highs. These were the only ones that were taken, but I guess that's not sufficient for me, because I would like to see something higher. We have those here as well. So let's see. I will give some time to the market do its own thing, and try to understand where it wants to go. Yeah, so far bearish PD arrays are being respected. Yo, what's up, Gorilla? How are you? Hope you had a good weekend, and I wish you a very good week ahead. So you're saying that we most likely gonna sell. Yeah, my main targets are bearish as well. I think the whole week until we at least hit 50% of this weekly wick we will be selling, but before we sell out, before we take all the sell side liquidity here below, I really would like to see some kind of purge of buy side liquidity, because those who are still selling from the previous week and from Asia's time frame, they are still in profit. So really would like to see some kind of punishment to those who are still making money here. But so far, price didn't give us the run to the upside that I was demanding from it. It just came down here, respecting bearish PD arrays, and eventually we already reached the NWA, which was our first lower target here. Let's see how price will behave if it digs deeper, or if it tries to make some reversal structure, trying to go for buy side liquidity here. So far our price is heavy. Look how we didn't manage to go back to 930 or even 830. We managed to leave the upper band of the first presented fair value gap intact. We didn't retrace to this fair value gap, this bearish one as well. So these are signs that price is kind of heavy here. Well, so far nothing to do. We came straight to the downside as soon as we opened at 930. So sell side liquidity, the pre-open lows are taken here, and now I will just see if price wants to go lower, or if it will at some point give us some kind of a bullish structure just to try to get above or buy side liquidity. I guess we will have to wait a bit here just to see how price will react. Yeah, I'm sorry about my camera, but it is still going off from time to time. I don't know why. It's not like a overheating problem. It's not I think that's a cable situation. Some of these cables are not in the best shape, so probably we'll have to switch one of them. Yeah, so far price is reacting to the NWA here, still respecting bearish PD arrays as well. But so far ES already managed to come down about 1.5%, which is quite significant. For those who trade indices, they know that everything above 1.5% is a good run on indices. For those who are more used to commodities such as gold, Brent oil or crude oil, or even crypto, well, those numbers are rookie numbers. 1% is a rookie number for those who trade like that. But honestly, for those who trade indices, 1%, it's a great run. It usually is. Seems like we are indeed reacting here. Now we will have to see if this is like a true reaction seeking for buy-side liquidity, or if it's just a minor retrace for one of these for value gaps, and then we go back to our downside move. So remember, this is a Monday no news. A Monday no news usually gets you a low. Usually gets you a low probability type of environment. So you have to have that in mind as well. You don't want to demand a lot from the market on a Monday no news. Remember that this is a NFP week as well. We will have NFP this next Friday. So it is always an indecisive week. It usually tends to be an indecisive week where your trading should be done until Wednesday New York AM session. If you try to go for Thursday New York AM session, or eventually Thursday NYPM session, well, those sessions are usually a disaster. Those are low probability environment with a lot of seek and destroy. Well, so far we have a good reaction here. Let's see if we are able to invert this fair value gap as well. Yeah, so far these two PD arrays are inverted. Now this is a tougher one to invert. This is some kind of a good reaction that I would like to see here. I'll just open my position size calculator as well. And we'll just open here just in case. Well, we have this bullish value gap here as well. So I would like to see that stay open or eventually retest in a healthy way. This is a nice reaction here. Let's see if we can get a lower number here to get inside. Was not quite fast here when when price was retesting this fair value gap low. I guess something like this would be acceptable here. Yeah, so far price is not giving us much of a chance to get in. I really missed this entry here. A couple of seconds. I would have entered here, but my hands were not quick enough. So another bullish for value gap here as well. We have a volume imbalance here. But honestly, I don't think that price will come lower eventually to these levels here. I'm expecting midpoint of probably the first presented fair value gap. It would give us a good entry. But I don't know, price is pushing higher, and I don't see any entry here. The only one that I saw was this here. I would not take the first inversion, but this one I would have taken. I kind of was a slow hands here. Well, so far price stopped at 8:30 open. It might be working that out for some kind of minute, some type of time distortion, a minute time distortion. It would be great if we came back, retraced to 9:30 open. Let's see what we will have in place here. Well, I just took the first retrace here on this fair value gap, right above 930 open. I'm aiming somewhere near Asia highs and London high. Something like here. These highs are also kind of too clean for me. So these right at the midnight open should be a good place to take some partials off. We will see. Nice reaction from 930. I would like it to push a little bit higher and close. Now I would like to see the 830 open act as support whenever we come down to retest it. Nice reaction here from this fair value gap here. We will probably reach midnight open, and these relative equal highs were too clean just right from the beginning. We'll probably take some off here. As soon as we hit midnight open. And at this point I will to eventually protect my position as well. It doesn't make sense that I have an open stop loss. Our price stopped right below these relative equal highs. I would like to see them burst and not stopped here. Let's see if we can retrace from this fair value gap here I really would like to see price come out of this prevailing gap box. Otherwise, my stop will be in danger and I will probably be stopped out because price will probably retest this order block here. Let's see if price has the strength to come outside of it. Well, so far, this prevailing gap is holding. The midpoint of it is holding. But I would like to see some kind of a push to the upside coming out of this box. Yeah, this is what I would like to see, but with a closure above these wicks here. Let's see if price can push higher right now. At this point in Q is making a new high on this swing. ES still pushing to it. So let's see if we can get our limit order tagged here. Otherwise I will sacrifice two handles. There we go. First partial is taken. So midnight open should act as resistance as well, or eventually we will push through with strength to the upside, ignoring midnight open and assuming that we will go for buy side liquidity as soon as possible. I would like to hit buy side liquidity before 11. We still have about 1 hour to go, but if we target buy side liquidity before 11, then our targets for the New York AM session will be hit. Yeah, but so far we managed to make a nice read of price. Honestly, I thought that we would be going to the upside as soon as we opened at 9:30. It doesn't happen. It didn't happen. We went straight to the downside, but reacted at the first major resistance point, which is the end wall. We started to invert the last bearish for value gap, then we made a bullish one and inverted the second. At this point, I was willing to open a position here, but was not quite fast enough to open it. I was just checking my position size calculator, how much I would have to open to maintain my $200 risk, and price just came to the upside. But as soon as it retraces to the last bullish for value gap, then I took my first position, took some partials already, and now I hope that we will hit buy side liquidity, which is near the end wall as well. Was expecting midnight open to act as some kind of a resistance here, so price kind of stopped here, which was expected as well. So now that we still have two runners, I will probably see where price should stop, the major stops. So this is a major stop, -2 standard deviation. C is note how we are respecting these projections here. The second main stop should be -2 standard deviation. I would accept a stop a little bit higher here, and if price continues to go to the upside, we might expect something like this. But honestly, I'm not interested in this. I'm just interested in Asia highs, London high, which are too clean for me. Let's see if my position holds, because I still have a stop at break even. Let's see. Well, for those who are watching, I hope you are learning something from this, and I hope that your trades, if you took some trades, I hope that they are green. If not, there will be plenty of opportunities, so don't get desperate. I will just ask you for a like. Just hit the like button. It really helps, giving us some more engagement, and it helps bringing new people to this channel. Hoping to one day form a community with you guys where we can eventually share some knowledge and share some trading ideas, which is always important. As we are as traders, we have some kind of a solitary type of environment. So it's always good when we are able to share some knowledge with other people. So if you haven't liked yet, and if you're not subscribed yet, just hit those buttons. It really helps. I will put a simple poll here asking you if you already hit the like button. Well, so far we are retesting the um, last significant fair value gap. It might be acceptable if price comes back to 8:30 open, retesting 8:30 open, and eventually 9:30 open. My stop won't allow it, probably, but it is still accepted. But since I have the rule that no winner position should turn into a loser, I will not accept the price comes back to my stop and tries to work once again the first presented fair value gap. And I don't know, a lot of things can happen if price comes back down here, and I'm not allowing it. So that's why I will keep this stop here. Let's see if price pushes higher once again. I really would like to see it. NQ kind of seems like it will do it sooner or later. So Gorilla, you still there? Have you switched your bias as soon as we started to escalate those bearish fair value gaps, or have you maintained your bearish bias and opened some kind of a short on the first presented fair value gap? Because my main bias is still bearish. I'm still bearish. I just knew that these highs here were too perfect for me, and that's why I longed the market here. Now I will probably get stopped out. My stop is way near from 8:30 open, but it is what it is. The rule is no winner position should be transformed in a losing position. So that's why I'm keeping my stop here, not allowing price to come here, doing whatever it wants. I'm the one who controls what price does to my P&L, not the other way around. Yeah, if price doesn't react here, my position will be stopped at break even. Yeah, I see no reaction. So right as of now, we managed to, it was a clean rejection here on midnight open. As I said before, I was expecting midnight open to act some kind of resistance here, and it really did. Let's see if it marks the reversal to a continuation to the downside. I'm watching the 15-minute candles. We still have 10 minutes, but it opened quite bearish. If we do not invert this candle in this region here, and if we come below it, we will probably seek for low prices. Well, but for now, my job is done here. Yeah, this was the trade. Not a 1 hour trade, but almost. Let's see. I believe that we still have some buy side liquidity to go. It's a shame that if price reverses here, it would be a shame, but it is what it is. I'm just respecting my rules. So you shorted at 10.15. 10.15, 10.15. Yeah. Yeah, that might be a good short. Because we took already some buy side liquidity. I haven't noted these ones, but I will note it yet now. Yeah, we kind of took this buy side liquidity here, which I considered is a minor buy side liquidity. But in heavy markets, minor buy side liquidity might be enough. So Gorilla just opened a short position at 10.15, which might be a nice short position. But honestly, I really would like to see another push to the upside before going lower. Let's see, Gorilla. Let's see. For now, you have this bearish fair value gap to defend your short position. If this one stays open or intact like it is, well, I guess we will probably keep going lower. I will give the market some more time, because shorting the market right above the first presented fair value gap, it's kind of tricky for me. But we might go to the downside slowly, to the downside slowly. Yeah, so far we perfectly rejected the midnight open. We are rejecting 8:30 open as well, and now working way below, not way below, we are just below 9:30 open as well. So let's see if this is a fake out to the downside or if it's just a retrace going higher. Let me check the OTE levels as well, just to see for how long this retrace is acceptable. So if we manage to go to 62% of it, I mean, we can fake down this first presented fair value gap and slice to the upside, hitting 62% on this green line here, which is still acceptable. But I don't know. I will just observe right now. Yeah, nice reaction here from this fair value gap. This was the fair value gap that I bought, expecting at least midnight open. But once again, price didn't manage to go above 8:30 open. We will probably have some more hints about what price is going to do as soon as we approach 1050 macro. I will note 1050 macro here, 1050 macro to 1110. Honestly, this is not my favorite. This is not my favorite macro. Maybe the macro that I like the most is the 9:50 to 10 a.m. Yeah, which was the macro that we played. This is probably the my favorite one. It has some confluence with the 10 a.m. candle open, which is the first hourly candle right before, right after 9:30 open. So it has a lot of confluences. That's why I like that. See, if I was short here, I would not like this behavior here, where you are making new lows, but as soon as you make a new low, you are digging backwards and going backwards. I'm not liking this type of action here. That's why I still prefer to wait, even if the market wants to reach lower. Yeah, on the 15-minute chart, on the 15-minute chart, we have 2 minutes and a half or the closure of the last 15-minute candle. As of now, it is engulfing the last bullish one. So the last bullish one comes from here to here, and we are engulfing this momentum here. But at the same time, it seems like price is trying to make a round bottom here, just to turn around and continue its way to the upside. Honestly, I don't know. I'm just speculating right now, because I still believe that we have buy side liquidity to take here. We took already some. I will note this as minor. Got it. Because this is really minor buy side liquidity, but we still have Asia highs and London highs. I will add this here as buy side liquidity. So Asia highs and London as well. So for those who are watching, do you have any questions? Do you have anything that you would like to be explained, or I don't know, just some curiosity questions, some technical questions? See, that's why I was saying when Price was doing this, I was saying that I would not be comfortable in a short position. That's why, because Price tends to react sometimes in ways like this, and if you are short and have your stop loss right here, well, you might be starting to pray, probably, or eventually you will leave the stop loss right here and just relax. I don't know, but I would not be very comfortable after seeing a wick like a candle like this here. If we manage to invert this bearish per-value gap, so I believe that we will try to seek for London highs and Asia highs. If not, if price just managed to come here, come right below, yeah, then we will probably have to accept the fact that we will head lower. Yeah. See, when price was here, I told you that I would not feel comfortable shorting right above the first presented fair value gap as well, because first presented fair value gap is an important level, and as soon as you trade it with haste like it does here, and then you come back to retest it, well, you will probably sell into support, you know. That's why I was not comfortable at all taking this short. I believe that we will invert this fair value gap, and this could be another long position here, having 830 and 930 as support. I don't believe that we will come back here. I believe that we will rip higher quite fast. But this should be something that could be feasible. Once again, the stop loss would be probably too long here. The RR is about 239. It was about 3 here when I took this trade. It's quite a smaller RR. That's why I won't play it. And since price is displacing to the upside, it's making our RR slower at each step to the upside. So I hope you understand why I didn't chase this short here, and why I didn't want it to open any short position here. I still believe that we have Asia high and London high as buy side liquidity, since we took only minor buy side liquidity, and it was acceptable for price to come back to the first presented fair value gap, to retest this fair value gap as well. The only thing that was a shame is that I had my stop loss at break even, but I don't mind. I don't get annoyed with that, because those are rules that are being in place, because the majority of times when you allow something like this to happen, the majority of times price will eventually start to rest here, consolidate here, and it will just gather you along, trying to consuming you mental capital, and that's why I don't allow price to come back to my stop loss area, because it will eventually consume mental capital. I will start to see things that I don't want to see, and it might trigger some reactions, and that's why I'm not allowing it. I prefer to cut down the trade, cut it off, and eventually, if I have to re-enter the trade, and if I have the possibility to re-enter the trade, I will do it. But right now, I won't. Right now, I won't, because we are about 10 handles from the final target, and I don't expect price to come back here below. It will just probably retrace at midnight open, support here, and shoot to the upside. But yeah, so far we managed to have a clean read of price action. Honestly, I'm kind of proud of the read that I was able to give you guys. For those who are not here from the beginning of the stream, in the first minutes right after the 9:30 open, I was expecting some kind of a buy side liquidity purge, eventually to London highs and Asia highs, and then I was expecting a down move for this N walk that we have here down. But I guess market just played the vice versa option. So that was option A. The option B that we had is that price will come lower. I won't interact with it because I know that I have my floor here, and walk is acting as a floor, some kind of support. So I won't interact with it because I would eventually get some kind of a displacement, hit by some kind of a displacement to the upside. So that's why I don't want to react with this Judas swing and try to get along with it. So as soon as I saw this guy being inverted here, and as soon as I saw we hitting our first bullish for value gap, then okay, it's time to open my size calculator. It took a little bit longer to see and to watch my stop placement, so I had to let price run to the upside, and eventually when it came down to this bullish for value gap, I just took a long here and took partials here, protected at break even, got stopped out at break even, and now we are getting once again above to the upside to see if we can eventually go for London highs and Asia highs. And so far price made a retest of this. I usually call them double for value gaps, because you have like two blank spaces, two inefficiencies, followed one by another, and that's why I would like to, I usually call them double ones. And when you note those double ones, and when you draw them on your chart, well, the majority of times price will retest the 50% of these double ones, right? So it is permissible for price to come a bit lower, because we still have a fair value gap here as well, but I would not like to see this one here, this inverted fair value gap, getting into its original position, which is a bearish one. I really would like to see it stay like this. It is permissible for price to come here, weak inside of it, but not giving him the chance to return to its original position as a bearish belly gap. So right now, if we had placed some kind of limit orders here, our stop should be below 830, because this would give us some kind of 1 PD array, 2 PD arrays. 830 and 930 are not PD arrays, but you know, you get the idea. These would work as support. So 1 PD array, 2 PD arrays, and we can eventually say that this order block is some kind of a protective wall as well. So the safest position here should be something like this, but it would ruin our stop loss and our risk reward. So this one right here should be acceptable. And for those who would like to be a little bit more precise and risky, I would eventually do it like this, assuming that we won't revisit 930 and 830 open. And this gap here should act as a breakaway gap. So this would not be retraceable. Price should only retrace between this double fair value gap here and this inverted one. So for those who like to and don't have the problem to have a smaller stop loss, this would be a fine trade idea. But have in mind that we are in a Monday with no news, and have in mind that this is the second time that we are as well hitting midnight open and kind of rejecting it. So Monday with no news can give us something like a seek and destroy pattern. Price can come here, do whatever it wants, and as soon as it creates these type of lows, they will grab those lows, and then it will seek for those highs, and then seek for another lows, and then we have a seek and destroy pattern. So the next moments are kind of crucial, because we took these highs. If for some matter of reason we take these lows as well, then you should step out of your PC or your Mac or whatever you are trading with. So yeah, this should be a valid idea here. Yeah, note that this is just an idea. I'm not in a trade. I guess I won't trade much more today, because it's we still have 15 minutes before 11, and one of the other rules that I put in place is Miguel, don't try to trade after 11 a.m. or try to avoid trading after 11 a.m. because 11 a.m. it's the time in the morning where all the traders that started at 9:30 and that made some money usually well they will grab their coffee break, they will just get out in the streets and go to the next garden, or I don't know, or to the next park and sip their coffee, just relaxing, because they all already made what they intended to do. So 11 o'clock in the morning is the time where price usually does not behave like you would like to. That's why I tend not to participate in any trades right after 11. Well, we had a perfect reaction here. See, this would be a valid trade idea. I'm just not executing because we are 15 minutes away from 11. But this would be a good idea with minimal drawdown. We had only 2 minutes of drawdown. I would guess a minute and a half. And for now, we just have London highs as target, so we'll reach it with no hesitation. At this point, you know where price is going. There is no doubt about it. Yeah. Once again, my camera just shut itself off. Well, at least it comes back quite quickly as well. So there we go. And we are back. Yeah, so far midnight open is being the hardest resistance that we are facing today. But I believe that the hardest part of the job is done. This is the first retracement. This is the second one, and now price is above midnight open. So this could be eventually, for those who like to scalp, this can eventually be another position here with a acceptable ratio. You can put this at midnight open here. I will simulate it, and you can just put it like this. I guess this could be another entry, another valid entry. I'm not taking it. I'm just observing. There we go. At this point, we were eventually inside the trade already. Yeah, this last one, this last idea didn't play it as we wanted. Like I said, these were only ideas. But yeah, you can now see how price is behaving in a strange way. It's behaving like we are taking a high, retrace, taking its high, retrace, taking its low. So this is the type of environment that you should be in alert, especially as if we have some type of a day like this, like today, where it's a Monday, where you have no news and prices just destroying everybody who's trying to make money. So in a perfect environment, in a perfect trading environment, I would not believe that we behave something like this, where you are about, let me just check, where you are about 6 handles from the main draw, and you just turn around displacement and start to invert these bullish for value gaps. This is not the type of environment that you want to be in. So if price manages to clear these lows and starts to mumbling around here and coming to the downside very slowly, yeah, that would definitely not be the type of environment that you would like to be in. But we just managed to enter macro hour, and I think that macro will help getting us to London highs and Asia highs, and then eventually after it, price will turn into a seek and destroy environment, since we already took the main target for today's price action. See, that's the type of price action that I don't like, because I usually tend to protect myself at break even as soon as price hits, I don't know, at least 1 hour. And this is the type of environment that that causes me a lot of mental capital spending. It spends a lot of my mental capital, because if I protect my position here as soon as I enter, we'll get stopped out without taking any partials. And I know the price wants to come here, but eventually it will retrace here for as long as it wants. And I don't like to be a participant into things like that. Those are the things that you, as a trader, need to start to develop. It's like protecting yourself from environments that you know will cause you some type of harm, or it will eventually drag your patience down, make you be more emotional about price, or eventually starting to trying to convince you that, oh, price will do this, will do that in the next couple of minutes. Yeah, those things usually tend to happen when you see price like this. I wonder how many guys, how many of you, how many people is charging this fair value gap here, because, oh, we just cleared this high, we inverted this bullish fair value gap here, we displaced the downside, and now I will apply the 2022 model here. No, no, bro. Just keep yourself focused on the higher time frame and on the higher draw, because draw is here, is still here. So no matter what price does here, it eventually can come here to the downside. But no matter what happens, I still believe that we will come here. That's why I was drawing something like this, because price can still do something like this and form some kind of a liquidity here for later, for PM session, or eventually for tomorrow. Seek for that, you know. But yeah, as a trader, you should indeed protect yourself from environments like this. And the only way that you can protect yourself from this is minutes before the market opens. Just do a mental check, or eventually a written check, about what you're expecting from today's action. You have to watch your economic calendar, or at least be aware about what's going to happen. And you should always aim for lower targets and for the low-hanging fruit. And today my low-hanging fruit was here, minor buy side liquidity. I was expecting a run to the upside, but I still have to remember that it's a Monday, no news Monday. So deep retraces and eventually seek and destroy action before taking our main targets, our draws on liquidity. So, and as you can see here, we managed to start the macro time. We are already off of it and no action. So yeah, if you have any questions about today's action, or about what will happen, about my view for the week, or I don't know, just throw them in the comment section, and I will try to answer them. And this is my alarm. This is my alarm, remembering me that it's 11 a.m. and I should not be opening any type of positions. Because 11 a.m. is the time of day where anything can happen. But we still have to reach here at least. And when price was here, when we were escalating for the first time in right at the open, I was saying that I was expecting price to reach this area before 11 a.m. It's making its target right at 11, probably. So what can we expect for lunch hour and eventually for NYPM? Well, for the lunch hour, we have to have in mind that lunch hour usually goes for lows or highs formed at the 10 a.m. 10 a.m. in London, in New York. So this is the type of lows that lunch hour usually seeks for, because we already got the 10 a.m. highs taken. So this can be a low for the lunch hour macro, and these two as well. These connect as a drawn liquidity for lunch hour as well. So what I'm expecting is for today's action is something like this. Oops. Eventually price comes here, clears buy side liquidity, clears everything that it has to clear, enticing more buyers to buy, but eventually it displaces lower. And between maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, starts to run to the downside, taking first New York AM 10 a.m. lows, and then eventually the rest of it here. So this is the type of action that I'm eventually expecting. But since it is a Monday no news, price can just be here, existence here, and doing nothing special. But yeah, if you have any questions, guys, don't mind. Just put them in the chat box, and I will try to answer them. Remember that we are all learning, and as a trader, I'm still learning as well. I'm not a guru, not anything like that. I'm just trying to help, and just trying to get myself committed to the markets as well. And the streams kind of help with that. So that's why I'm trying to streaming every day. If you haven't liked or subscribed, don't hesitate to push the like button and to subscribe. It will eventually start to drag more people to this streams, and making us generate a bigger community. So don't mind to hit the like button. I will really appreciate it. And yeah, if you have some questions, I'm here to answer them as well. For those who don't know, I'm from Portugal. A small country next to Spain. It's not Spain, and we don't speak Spanish. We speak Portuguese. Not even like the Brazilian Portuguese. It's the original Portuguese. It's kind of different from the Brazilian one. And for those who don't know how to differentiate the Spanish from Portuguese, it's quite different as well. A lot of people think that we speak some kind of Spanish, but no, we don't. We might have some words, some similar words, but usually a Spanish guy does not understand what the Portuguese says. Eventually, the opposite. We can understand it, and we can help them, but eventually the vice versa situation is kind of tricky for them. Well, price is now almost reaching our main target. Respecting bullish PD arrays, and eventually price will just make a push to the upside here, right at 11:10 probably. It still has 4 minutes. So for those watching, I got stopped out at break even here with this deeper retracement, and then I could have opened a position here, following my main narrative. But since we were almost hitting 11 o'clock, I decided to follow my rules and stick to the basics. So the main idea was correct. Our first bias, I had about 2 plans for today's action. My first plan was a buy side liquidity purge before any down move, but we got the vice versa version of it, so plan B. So I expected a move to the downside and some kind of a reaction here as soon as we hit the new week opening gap. And honestly, I was kind of a low hands here because I was opening the size calculator, and my first intention was to open a position right here when we retrace down to the first bullish for value gap, but was not able to do that, so I just took the second one here as soon as we retraced, and took partials here, protected my position at break even, and then eventually price came a bit lower, almost half of my stop loss, and then we seek with displacement to the downside, and now we are right at the end walk here, rejecting the end walk. So this is a big reaction here as well, is a big resistance, and this can be eventually our main target as well, because end walks act like a magnet when we are outside of them, but they can act as a trampoline when we are inside of them. So we have to have that in mind, and we can eventually leave some liquidity for later. I don't know, but yeah, this was the main idea of the trade. I got stopped out here. Then I gave a second idea here, which was a nice idea, and then I gave you a third one eventually here, but this one was kind of a tricky situation here, and you had to have your stop loss a bit larger here, but yeah, the main idea is present, and it's quite correct. We'll just, before ending this stream, we'll just have another poll here, asking you if you guys took some shorts or some longs. Yeah, price kind of, I used to call it a thick price action because it comes back and forth with no significant upside or downside move. As you can see here, we barely moved 10 handles and we are already retracing here, losing this bullish for value gap. NQ, let me just check what NQ has done. Yeah, NQ. Let me just check here a bit. So NQ did not, it did not take Asia high or eventually London highs. We are still way far away from it. And now we are kind of in a high resistance shape of price action. This as well tends to be very hard to trade because every swing move, every swing, it demands a higher retrace. So well, at this point, I'm not expecting the market to do much more than today's action. I still believe that we have come here before any other type of downside action. But as you can see, market is kind of thick right now because it's going into this back and forth action. The cleaner move was eventually this leg here, the displacement leg, and there we go. We might reach our higher and last target for this morning. Just give me a second, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Somebody was knocking on my door. But I'm back. Well, like we anticipated, price is coming back here, and we will eventually go for this buy side liquidity. I really, I don't, I usually don't like how price goes for the target when they present when price presents itself in some type of a high resistance like it is doing right now. But it is what it is, and not always we can or we should demand from price something like this here, especially when we are in Mondays, no news Mondays. So I'm just kind of curious. As soon as we hit this buy side liquidity, what will happen? I will stick here for some more minutes just to see. But eventually, for those who will be trading the lunch hour usually tends to go for 10 a.m. Lows or highs. So lows are already taken, as you can see here. These highs as well, these highs as well. So which lows do we have? We have, let me just take out the magnet here. We have these lows here, which can act as a drawn liquidity for the lunch hour. And I especially like these two here. These are way too clean here for me. So if I would have to trade the lunch hour, I would like to see something like this. Price staying here for some time, inviting some more buyers, eventually displacing higher, but then eventually forming some type of a bullish fair value gap. This is what I would like to see if I had to trade it. And right after the fair value gap, we displace to the downside, retest it, invert it, retest it, and then start our move to the downside here. So this is what I would like to see for the lunch hour, which, as you can see here, it's not a stretched move. It's not an unnatural move for price, and it can be delivered right at between 12 and 1. Yeah. So this is the type of action that I would like to see if I would have to trade lunch hour. So main target was hit here. Kind of a shame. Yeah, I know that's kind of tricky when you have your narrative in place, your bias in place, but you got stopped out at break even. But I don't really care. My day is done, and I cannot be, honestly, I cannot be sad about it. Today we have a magnificent day. Today it's kind of hot outside. It's 25 or 24 degrees Celsius here where I live, so I will probably get the rest of the day. But I can't be sad about this. I got stopped out at break even, had my narrative and my bias perfectly with the targets, but it is what it is. I was just protecting myself, and the rule says that a winner position should never cross to a losing position. So I would be here in break even for a couple of handles. Okay, it would be my losing position, but I don't know. I'm content with it, honestly. I'm more content with having my bias and my narrative in place correctly than seeking for profits. So right now we have London highs and Asia highs taken. See how price is moving and how price moved towards it right at the end of the macro hour. But yeah, this is the type of scenario that I would like to see if I would have to trade the lunch hour. I'm not interested in a continuation to the upside. If it happens, yeah, it is what it is, but this is the plan or something like this that I would like to see for lunch hour here, as you can see. Because our main bias is still bearish, I was just focusing myself for this purge of buy side liquidity for this this type of session. So guys, if you have any type of question, if you would like to ask me something technically, or I don't know, just go ahead, type the question in the chat box and I will try to answer you. Well, if you don't have any questions, just hit the like button and the subscribe button as well. It really helps with the engagement, and it really helps us gathering all together into a community and to start forming some type of community here of traders who would like to share some ideas, some trade knowledge, because we are all learning. This is a non-stop learning profession, so you will always be learning. But yeah, we have about 30 minutes until lunch hour. I will not trade lunch hour. The day is done. This is just some type of a draw, a scribble about what I intend to see at lunch hour. I intend to see some kind of a purge of 10 a.m. liquidity points, which are these lows here. So for those who would like to trade lunch hour, those might be the points. Those might be the drawn liquidity that you will need to search for. So far, we managed to go above our main target here, London highs and Asia highs. We managed to just dig into a bit of this end walk, and now we are retracing back. I don't know if this is already the start of the lower movement that we wanted, but I guess we will generate a bit more liquidity here before we head into a lower number here. But so far As you can see, these PD arrays are getting inverted right away. But right now I would like to see another push to the upside. This should be our intermediate term low. If we break below this intermediate term low, we have market structure shift, and then probably a window to get short, but I don't know. At this point, I'm just speculating. But yeah, hit the like button if you like these type of streams. I know they can be a bit boring, especially when we have boring price action, because I need to have someone with me on the comment section to make me some questions and to start giving me more things to talk about. And there's only you guys that can make it happen. So if you want this to be a bit more or a bit less boring, just throw me some questions. I will try to answer them. I can eventually talk about some type of topics as well, but I would like to know which topics you guys would like to hear about. Trading related topics, psychology related topics, risk management related topics, price action related topics. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to be talked about. So just make me a suggestion. I will try to talk about it. I will just prepare my chart to make a print screen about it, because I tend to journal every session. I usually journal every session here, so we'll just put these time frames all in action to have my print screen here. So I will clean this out. We'll clean this out as well. This as well. This as well. This is just for lunch hour. This as well. So this is the main idea, the main price action. This is the main price action here. So I will just hit the screen button and we'll do another one. This one a little bit zoomed out, because I like to have an image of the market zoomed out always. Let me just, so this is the first one, and today is the last day of March, 31. And this is the second one. So print screen once again. I just need to put this here a bit more visible. And yeah, there we go. So I'm just taking print screens. I will zoom out in a little bit. Zoom out, not zoom out, zoom in. Yeah, there we go. So guys, we are already hitting the 2-hour mark on our stream, so it is probably time to say goodbye, to not let the stream get more than 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. I think it's the maximum. So you guys have the time to replay it back if you want to. If you want to learn something about what I said and what I pointed. So if I stretch my streams way above 2 hours, it will be very hard for you guys as well. So I will try to keep it as low as 2 hours. Less than that is eventually kind of hard as well. Only if the market is not making anything obvious, or if trading conditions are not met, then probably those streams will take less than 2 hours. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys liked today's stream. I hope you guys started your week the best way. It's time to touch some grass right now and have the rest of a beautiful day. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and hope you see you tomorrow once again. Thank you.